Alright, Tesla fanboys are going to give me thumbs down on this video. But what I want to say is, don't shoot the messenger. The IIHS, Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, introduced a new rating program for automakers' partial driving automation system, which will hopefully encourage these OEMs to incorporate a more robust safeguards to these systems. Out of the first 14 systems tested, only one got acceptable rating. 2 were marginal and 11 were poor. So who was on top? And it's not Tesla with their autopilot, but instead it's Lexus with their Teammate system. Let's see why Teammate earned the highest rating, but again, acceptable is not something to be proud of. Let's get to it. Alright, so first, partial driving automation safeguard ratings show industry has work to do. So this is coming from IIHS, and they're talking about these partial automated systems. So as I talked about in the introduction, they've tested 14 systems, only 1 have the acceptable rating, and 2 was marginal, and 11 rated poor. So who did they evaluate? So they did BMW, Ford, General Motors, Genesis, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan, Tesla, and Volvo. Alright, so they said that most of them don't include adequate measures to prevent misuse and keep drivers from losing focus on what's happening on the road. Alright, so they're saying that the Teammate system available on the Lexus LS, and it's only available on the LS, is the only system tested that earns an acceptable rating. The GMC Sahara and the Nissan Ariya are both available with partial automated systems that earned a marginal rating, but there's also saying that the LS and Ariya each have their own alternative system, but then they earned poor rating. Then the Ford Mustang Mach-E, Genesis G90, Mercedes-Benz C-Class, I'm surprised that they used the C-Class and not the S-Class, the Tesla Model 3, and the Volvo S90 also earned poor ratings, and in some cases, more than one version of the partial automation. Alright, so the ratings only apply to the specific models tested, so even though the systems use the same name in multiple vehicles in the same manufacturer, what they're saying is the rating is only on those vehicles. So for example, the Tesla Model 3, if they're saying autopilot or enhanced autopilot or whatever version, it's only the Model 3. The Model X, Model Y does not apply. So they're saying that some drivers may feel that the partial automation makes long drives easier, and I do agree that the adaptive cruise control and all that does make the drive easier, but they're saying that there's no evidence or very little evidence that it makes driving safer. Alright, so as they're saying that many high-profile crashes have illustrated that introducing these new risks when the systems lack the appropriate safeguards. So they're saying that their systems, great, but they're not protecting or thinking about ensuring that the driver is ready to take over when the car can figure it out. So vehicles with partial automations are not self-driving. As I said, people need to take over. Through automakers sometimes use names that imply that their systems are like self-driving, like autopilot. The human driver must still handle many routes driving tasks, monitor how well the automation is performing, and remain ready to take over if things go wrong. Remember those photos where people are just sleeping behind the wheel while the car is driving itself? That's extremely dangerous. So while most partial systems have some safeguards in place to help ensure drivers are focused and ready, these initial tests show that they're not robust enough. Alright, and I know a lot of people are complaining about that driver monitoring keep on beeping at them. Those are the driving monitoring systems. So they're saying that their shortcomings varies from system to system, and some are good or better than others. Alright, many can be used despite occupants being unbelted or when other vital safety features are switched off. So it's very critical, and I think this is what they're trying to emphasize. These partial automation technology is to help, but they will not replace you. Alright, so they're saying here the new IIHS rating encourages safeguards to help reduce unintentional use, okay, and prolong attention elapses, well, it discourages certain design characteristics that increase risks of other ways. So they're saying that the scores are awarded based on the battery of tests conducted over multiple trials, and some performance areas are weighted heavier than others. So when possible, testing are conducted on a closed track, and if they need to conduct this on a public road, they're saying that they have a second employee sitting there in the front passenger seat to monitor to make sure that there's a safe environment when they're testing these. And in some cases, manufacturers are already making changes to their systems through software updates, which may result in adjustments of these ratings. So the two Tesla systems evaluated, for example, use software that was preceded the most recent recall in December 2023. So IIHS expects improvements to be rapid. Follow me on Instagram at LSFTvideos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450h Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. Alright, so now we have the rated systems. So the Lexus Teammate with Advanced Drive in the 2022 to 2024 Lexus LS, it get an overall rating of acceptable. So the driver monitoring, it's marginal. Attention reminders, it's good. Emergency procedures is acceptable. Lane change is good. Adaptive cruise control resume is acceptable. Cooperative steering is good, and safety features, it's good. So that's the one that only got acceptable. Then we have the General Motors Super Cruise 2023 to 2024, the GMC Sahara. Gets marginal overall rating. It gets a poor in the driver monitoring. It gets good in the reminders and emergency procedures. Poor lane change. Acceptable adaptive cruise. Cooperative steering is poor, and safety features is good. Then we have the Nissan Pro Pilot Assist with navi-link 2023 to 2024 Nissan Ariya. Marginal, acceptable, marginal, does well in the lane change, does well in the adaptive cruise resume, cooperative steering is good, and acceptable in the safety features. So definitely, if you want a good mark, I think some of these things can definitely be changed via a software update. So BMW Active Driving Assist Pro, it's on the 2023 to 2024 BMW X1, gets a poor overall rating, so the rest is going to be poor. Driver monitoring is marginal, and you can see poor in the tensions reminders. It actually excels well in the lane change and the cooperative steering. I'm not going to go through every single one. So the Ford Blue Cruise, the Mustang Mach-E 2021 to 2024, gets a poor overall rating, does good in the attention reminders, good in lane change, good in the cooperative steering, and the rest are marginal, acceptable, or poor. Then we have the Ford Adaptive Cruise Control with stop and go and lane centering assist. So again, same thing, Mach-E. We have a poor, acceptable, good, marginal. So what it does better is the adaptive cruise resume, and the rest is really the same as the Blue Cruise. All right, the Genesis. So we have the Genesis Highway Driving Assist 2, so version 2 of this system, 2023 to 2024 Genesis G90. Gets poor overall rating, poor, which is extremely bad here. Lane change is good. It seems a lot of people got good in the lane change. Marginal in the ACC resume. Cooperative steering is good, and safety features is poor. Same with the Genesis Smart Cruise Control Lane Following Assist. All poor, only does better in the adaptive cruise, and same as the other one. So you can see here we have the Lexus Dynamic Radar Cruise Control with Lane Tracing Assist. So this one, you can see that I think this one is actually Lexus Safety System 2.5. Let me double check that. All right, so I don't know if this one is using the 2022 and 2024. I think they're using different LSS versions. I know 2024 is LSS 3.0, but I'm not sure if this is the 3.0 one. But when you look at it, it does poor overall. It's poor in the driver monitoring because it's possible that it doesn't have the new monitoring system yet. Attention reminders, same thing. Emergency procedures the same. Lane change, adaptive cruise, cooperative steering is all good, and safety features is marginal. So you can see that this was really designed for lane change, adaptive cruise, but not a lot of the other stuff. Then we have the Mercedes-Benz Active Distance Distronic with Active Steering Assist. That's a long name. So 2022 to 2023 Mercedes-Benz C-Class, poor here, marginal, poor, acceptable, and then good in the lane change, adaptive cruise, and the cooperative steering, and poor in the safety features. So then we have the Nissan ProPilot Assist 2.0 and the 2023 to 2024 Nissan Ariya. Poor, acceptable here, marginal here, good across the board. Not bad in the last four. So now we have the Tesla Autopilot, which really feels like it's self-driving. So when you look at that, it's poor here, poor, acceptable in the emergency procedures. Lane change is good. I'm surprised that they got poor here, but I think a software update definitely can solve this. Cooperative steering and poor safety features. So I'm assuming that you can actually turn off all the safety features and you can still run your partial safeguards here, automation. So Tesla full self-driving beta, so this makes it look like it's a self-driving. 2021 to 2023 Tesla Model 3, poor, acceptable, poor across the board, which seems extremely bad here. And then we have the Volvo Pilot Assist. 2022 to 2024 Volvo S90, it's poor, marginal in the emergency, good in all these three, and poor in the safety features. A little bit concerning for Volvo because I feel that Volvo is supposed to be a safe vehicle, but if you look at it, it doesn't look safe according to the IIHS. All right, so there we have it, the ratings, and right now at this point, at this time of recording, Lexus is the only one getting the acceptable rating, and it's only on the LS. So we really have to see where we get into this in the future, because definitely with this result, all the manufacturers probably would issue updates to these systems and hopefully get better results at the end. But I guess even if they start adding more of these, people will start saying that they get annoying because they beep at you, they stop, and I don't think people are looking for partial automation. They're actually looking at a full self-driving. But I think we're still far from full self-driving at this point. So I think that's why we're getting a lot of these poors and marginal and acceptable ratings, because they are trying to get into a full self-driving, but then they're not there yet. What do you think about this test and these ratings that are coming from IIHS? Do you think they are not reasonable? Because I think some systems are trying to sell them as self-driving, but then they're testing these as partial automation. Let me know in the comments below. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.